Okay, that took a little bit longer than I expected it would. Battle Hall. I was debating about going until I just couldn't go anymore, but that was like 40 minutes. I'm getting bored and I'm running out of things to talk about. Like, I ran out of stories from the weekend. I can start telling like some other stories, like Germany stories, in these other facilities. But I just completely run out of stories if I'd stay in there. I'm out of stories for this past weekend. Let's have some other stories as we go to the Battle Castle here, I guess. So what the heck is the Battle Castle, huh? What's going on here? Welcome to the Battle Castle. Hi, I'm the president of the Pokémon Company. Hi, your patience is rewarded. Single and double battles are designed for a single trainer. Which challenge would you like to take? I watched back that episode of I'm the president of the Pokémon Company, and somehow I kind of flabbergasted myself watching it back, being like, how did I not just like reference this for the entire rest of the session? Because looking back at it, it really cracked me up, and I really want it to be a recurring meme now, quite frankly, you know? Spear, oh, is it literally just 3? 3 Pokemon. You think it'd be 4 or something like that. Yeah, Pokemon is hard to stream in your opinion? Yeah, you need to like either always be having people to talk to or always be having things to talk about. Because usually in other playthrough games, it's not too hard for me to like commentate my gameplay, because it's like things are always changing and I can be like, whoa, what's that going on? But, you know, in Pokemon it might not be. Who are you? Welcome to the Pokémon Company. Yeah, welcome to the Battle Castle. My name is Durak. I'll be your host on behalf of Lady Caitlin, the owner of the castle. First, I must ask you for any items your Pokemon are holding. They will be returned to you when you leave, probably. Next, I have here 10 castle points, CP, that can only be used here. They are for you. Please, accept them. Please choose what you wish to do. Do you wish to commit war crimes? You may heal a Pokemon or rent an item for it. Check on your opponent's Pokemon battle. So I guess this is where you redeem CP. Very well. Please proceed. It's like when you're doing something like this for the first time in Pokemon, I can be doing stuff like that and be like, whoa, what's going on here? We just got a cameraman in here first and foremost. Oh, battle, I keep looking for the best shot of you. That's freaking creepy. Aren't you supposed to be like canonically 10 here or something like that? Hello, Mortis. They introduced one of the Gen 5 Elite Four here. Oh, with freaking, that's Caitlin here, huh? I wasn't even paying enough attention. This Caitlin's the same one as in Gen 5. I did not know that. I didn't realize until you pointed it out. That's cool. Okay, and here we're all like balanced at freaking level 50. But that Yanma's not even fully evolved, so what you gonna do, I guess? Well, I guess I shall. And this is my dynamic duo right here, I suppose. This is the dynamic duo here. Let's just use return. Huh, that's actually really cool. You never played Platinum personally? I think it's worth checking out. I do enjoy it, but like going back to play this, I haven't gone back and played the old. I sometimes go back and play like the older Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games and stuff sometimes, but I don't think I've ever gone back to play one of the older main series Pokemon games, just always moving on to like the new one and just keeping the old ones in my memories and whatnot. So it's literally been a decade since I played Platinum version until like recently for this playthrough. And let me tell you, playing this a decade later, it's still fun and I'm remembering like a lot of the nostalgic things, but at the same time, I'm also noticing like a lot of the things that could have been better, you know, that like more modern games have improved. I am now noticing. So let's see here. And then we go ahead and use return there, I suppose. So yeah, that's really neat. What was I talking about before? Oh yeah, so when it comes to like commentating various games on this channel, usually a lot of games, as you're advancing a story and whatnot, it'll be pretty easy for me to commentate over it, because it's like, oh, things are constantly changing and I can constantly react to all the things going on and talk about that and so on and so forth. But in something like Pokemon, you have a lot of spans where you're just making like slow forward progress and what the hell? Oh, that's rude. I'm gonna use Leaf Storm, screw it. My goodness, maybe I should have crunched the Butterfree and close combated the Lickitung is what I should have done. My goodness. But yeah, something like Pokemon here. Like whether we're on a route and taking a super long time to get from point A to point B, or we're doing something like the Battle Frontier facilities, you kind of run out of things to talk about unless you've got people to talk to, you know, like we were kind of talking about Caitlin there, for example, is the case. What the heck, Lickitung? What the fuck, Richard? Okay, let's, go ahead and aura sphere that nerd, is what we do. Oh, I was just mentioning in the last facility there, one of the, previous mods of this channel was one of the 2 that's registered for Fragapalooza right now. And he's the one this freaking Lucario was named after. But yeah, Pokemon's more about you farming for levels or catching Pokemon? Yeah, I guess so. Like, Dirac, CP for this trainer at once. Good show. A hard-fought win, yes? Lady Caitlin has instructed me to award you 19 CP. Keep in mind, I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't expressly instructed. You piece of crap. Your fainted Pokemon will be revived. Oh, thank you. Coming is, I trust you already. Rest? You like to save and take it? Okay, so that's all that is. I thought maybe you had to, like, redeem CP for, you know. You may heal a Pokemon or... Oh. Oh! So that's how it works, huh? To restore HP, it will cost 10 CP. Oh! That is how it works. Okay. Check on your opponent's Pokemon. Check. And it costs 1 CP for each. Interesting. Interesting. So that's certainly something. Anyway, during the last freaking facility there, I'm on my way home from the pool, but it's okay, I can battle. At first I thought it said it's okay, I can breathe. That's what I thought that said at first. Tuber Dakota. I was going tubing this past weekend, but with a way bigger tube than that. Is that Love Disc way paler than I remember seeing Love Discs? Anyway, in the last facility, we kind of ran out of my stories for the weekend. I gave all my weekend stories. So if I want some other things to talk about here, I figured, hey, let's tell like some other random stories that I've probably told on this channel, but I've definitely told on this channel before. But I'm gonna get 30% confused. Just watch. It always happens to me. But I might have told during Pokemon Platinum before. I'm not. Wow, I actually didn't get 30% confused. What is this, series of gym battles? Well, it's certainly something. Yeah, I can tell some stories that I've for sure told on this channel before, but I don't know if I've told during Pokemon Platinum before. And some of the Germany stories can always be fun to tell. So when I was in grade 8, well, all the way from before even kindergarten, all the way up to grade 12, I was in a German bilingual program. And look at that, look at all the HP back. Sweet. And in the 8th grade, we would go on an exchange trip to Germany, spending a week living with a German exchange partner and a week kind of touring around Germany as well. Let's see here. Sure, let's close combat, I guess. Is what we'll do, Smackaroo. My German exchange partner still stops by this stream from time to time. You sometimes may see him around as freaking Aragon. We've even played in freaking Pokemon Unite with him before, during one of our Pokemon Unite sessions. But anyway, during the Germany trip, there were certainly some interesting things that happened, more so when we were doing the 1 week touring around. So, direct CP for this trainer at once. Well done. Quite remarkable victory it was. Lady Caitlin has instructed me to award you 27 CP. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's one of the Gen 5 Elite Four. That's crazy. Upcoming is the battle number 3. Yeah, sure. Let's continue. Is what we do. Let's battle. Very well. Please proceed. So, when we were touring around, we did not stay in nice places. We stayed in, like, the sketchiest, cheap places that we could stay at. My father's wealthy. There's nothing he can't afford. Can he afford you a win, though? Is that what's going on? Rich Boy Alvin, huh? Our trip was not sponsored by Rich Boy Alvin. Our trip was, like, hella sketchy. I'm now noticing that, like, on my screen here, there's a little smidge of, like, a pink line at the top above coughing that I don't have on the layout here. Meaning this layout is not perfectly cropped. There's a little bit of space at the top that's not accounted for. Like, just a couple pixels. It doesn't matter. No one's gonna notice it anyway. Unless I point it out like that, but no one's gonna notice, right? Let's go ahead and use return there. I guess there'd only be a couple pixels at the top. But one of the places that we stayed at was like this super massive square place. Maybe I should have used return on the execute, actually, because coughing doesn't have levitate, like I, for whatever reason, thought it did in my head. So that's gonna hit it and be super effective because poison type, and not very effective against the execute. Gosh darn it. For whatever reason, I thought that coughing had wait, it does have levitate! Oh, well. Ow. Ow! That hurt. So one of this place that we stayed at was like a very tall building. Not quite like... It was like an apartment complex kind of tall building. And the people that would stay in that apartment were university students, is what it seemed kind of like. Sure, I'll do that. And then, I would use fly, but it takes 2 turns, and at least if they target Lynn, they'd miss from there. But I mean, I don't know. And it was square shaped, so there was like a courtyard in the center, so it was like a hollow kind of square. And, oh, you're part psychic type. I thought you were only part psychic type when you evolved. Oh gosh darn, I should have done that from the get-go. I didn't realize. And in this part of Germany, well, in Germany in general, you go visit Germany and you just see that like everybody's freaking smoking. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people smoke. You go to Germany and you've got a bazillion people who smoke, a bazillion people who ride their bikes. Maybe it balances out like that, I don't know. Let's see here, I guess I'll crunch again, or something like that. And yours is a normal type in these games, because fairy type was only invented in Gen 6. And all the students that were there always seemed like they were so freaking high, all the time. And for whatever reason in this building, the cafeteria was in the basement, because that's a place you put the cafeteria. So we were going and standing in line for the cafeteria one day, of like the few days that we were chilling at that hostel. And there was this guy in front of us that was like super tall. He was this towering guy. And he turns around and he sees our jackets, our hoodies that say Canada, Germany exchange. And he speaks to us and he speaks in English. And he goes, "Oh, are you guys from Canada?" Thrak, CP for this trainer at once. Good show, hard-fought win, yes? Lady Caitlin has instructed me to tell you that I am the president of the Poketch Company. Your patience is rewarded. I want to heal up my doodles, is what I want to do. Heal, yes. But yeah, so he turns around, he speaks in English, and in this tone, he goes, "Oh, are you guys from Canada?" And we go like, "Yes, we are. We're on a Canada-Germany exchange." And he starts asking about us a little bit, like about the trip and the class and whatnot. And we're telling him a little bit about it. And eventually somebody in our group asks him about him. Like, "Oh, like, who are you? What do you study?" Stuff like that. And he just kind of looks at us. His eyes widen. And he goes, "I'm stoned." And like in that voice, and we all just start laughing at him because this random guy just told us in that voice that he's stoned, you know. So all of us start laughing because we were so perplexed. What the hell is going on here? Oh, download apparently. So maybe I should save some of these close combats. Maybe I will go for a fly, see if Lynn gets targeted. And when we start laughing at him, he just kind of gives us a puzzled, confused look. And he goes, "It's not funny." Like, he was just so confused about why we were laughing at him. So he just tells us straight up, "It's not funny," you know? That's what he told us. And then instead of staying in the line and continuing talking with us or anything, he just like completely left. He just completely wandered off. And he just like mutters under his breath, "I'm stoned," like just seemingly to himself. You love hearing this story, boys. I wonder how many times I've told it on this channel. And I've probably told it during Pokemon Platinum before. I don't know if I have. If I have, it hasn't been in a while, so... Oh no. That's gonna be quad effective. Oh no. My goodness gracious. That's gonna be scary. At least it's not a stab move, but it is boosted by Helping Hand. Oh no. And with special attack boosted by download, that's just gonna one-shot. Yikes. That's a big yikes there. And it's funny, that's the main story that I tell from that hostel, because that's the funniest of them all. But what I don't tell on this channel, I don't know if I have told them before. I probably have. If I have, it hasn't been in a long time. There are freaking there's 3 more stories from that same hostel. They're just not quite as funny. I've told some of them before. I don't know about all of them. I'll tell freaking all 4 of the stories that happened in that hostel. So, for whatever reason, when it came to like booking our rooms there, with us being a class, it would be optimal for us to all book rooms like in the same area, so that we're all together. But for whatever reason, I don't remember from where, but it's still funny. It's a great story. for whatever reason, there were enough rooms in like one area for everybody but like one set of students. That set was my set. So every room there was 4 beds. There was like 2 beds on the ground, 2 like regular frame beds, and there was a bunk bed. And my group of 4 was the one that was freaking all the way on the other side of the entire building. So when we wanted to go like hang out with our friendos, we had to literally like cross Narnia to freaking reach them. Was the thing. You spark. Oh no. Crap. Gotta be that competitive Pachirisu that swept that one tournament. Mind boggled everybody. But my group of 4 was all the way on like the other side of the planet is what it seemed like with the size of this hostel. My goodness, that sucks. And we got like the sketchy area for whatever reason. So like the main night that we spent there, there was like a party going on like the other side of the hall. Like people were jamming out and rocking really crazy music on the other side of the hall, and they were smoking some kind of dergs over there, and it was like seeping in under like through the hall and under our doorway. So we were having to smell that the entire time that we were sleeping. And I'm fairly certain my bed was the one closest to the door. Yeah, it wasn't the best of luck there, to say the least. Yeah, I'm going to need to restore some of my Pokemon here, is the thing. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and heal up like that. There was some kind of a crazy party. So if you went out of our door, if you went out of our hostel door, there was their door on the other side, and then to the right, it was just a glass door that was like a generic exit. It wasn't like a lobby or anything like that, but just like a side kind of emergency exit. And right out that way was just like a small construction area where they were filling some potholes or doing something, and there was an outhouse out there. For whatever reason, like in the morning after that crazy party was going on, somebody kicked over the outhouse in the middle of the night, was the thing. Like we got up the following morning and like looked out that glass door, and the freaking outhouse was just completely like knocked over. I don't know who the hell did it, but somebody just knocked it over. It probably had something to do with that party. So there was that. I suppose. Yeah, we'll go ahead and earthquake here is what we do, and then we'll return the Gibble is my plan. That's the plan there. We'll smackaroo, see how much damage that does. There were some strange things that happened in that room. I got the group that I was with there in that room, let's just say they were kind of weirdos as well, but like different types of weirdos than me, a different type of weirdo. And one of the freaking songs that they had playing on their phone to just reverberate throughout our whole room was this. I know for sure I haven't told this on stream before. I'm fairly certain not. It was just playing all these songs that like cracked him up and whatnot. And apparently all these songs that cracked him up were from either it was the song name or like the singer name or something like that. But it was called Electronic Supersonic, apparently. And all I remember is during the song, the guy would go 5, 4, 3, 1, off blast. So he wouldn't say blast off, and he'd freaking skip the number 2 and go 5, 4, 3, 1 off blast. And it would freaking crack this one guy up. And he was just playing it in our room many times, to say the least. And sometimes, to this day, when I'm streaming, if there's a countdown happening in game, sometimes I will randomly save 5, 4, 3, 1 off blast if I see a countdown in a game. And anytime that I do, that's what it's referencing. And I can't imagine anybody would ever get the freaking thing that I'm referencing. The only reason I even know about it was because of that freaking room and what was being played during our time in that hostel in Germany. But just know that if ever there's a countdown in some video game that we're covering on this channel, and I say 5, 4, 3, 1 off blast, that's what I'm referencing. And I don't think I've ever mentioned before that that's where that reference comes from. I might not have. So anybody that's ever seen me with whatever game say 5, 4, 3, 1 off blast is gonna think that I'm crazy. I mean, I reference a lot of things that probably only make sense in my head anyway, so it's not like it's anything new. So I have 2 more stories from this place, from this exact same hostel. And both of them took place in a different room. And let's see here. Sure, we'll do Steel Wing. Steel Wing plus the Earthquake should be enough to do it. We'll see. Both of them took place in one specific other room. So, whoa, that was a decent bit of damage. I don't know how it happened. I should ask them one of these days. I still have, like, numbers from some people back then. I should send them a text and ask them how it happened. But somehow, by some magic, they got one of the mattresses coated in sand. I don't know how the heck that happened. We were like miles away from any beach or anything like that. So I don't know how it happened, but they got one of their mattresses coated in sand. So as I was going like between rooms one day, since we had to like do the freaking 3,000-mile trek from one side of the, you found the song, Hawks? Good. Give it a listen at some point. Know that that's what I had to listen to, stuck in a sketchy Germany hostel in the 8th grade. That's a thing that exists. Electronic supersonic. Oh my goodness. So I was doing the 3,000-mile trek at one point, and I was going through the courtyard because that's a faster way than going around the outside. And as I was going through the courtyard, we were on like the ground floor in my group, our single room, but like the whole other group was on like the 3rd floor. And as I'm going through the courtyard, I just look up and I see them holding a mattress out the window, shaking it out to get sand off of this mattress. I really need to freaking reach out to them one of these days and ask them how the heck that happened. One of the people in that room is somebody that I still talk to here and there to this day, and I've talked to him before, and he's mentioned that he's thought about trying out content creation stuff at some point. So maybe one day I'd rope him into a playthrough on this channel, and if I ever have him on a playthrough on this channel, he's the person that my rival in this game is named after. He's the Michael, is the person that I'm talking about. The Michael who I named my rival after in this game. If I ever get him on this channel for like a playthrough of some sort of mine, I'm gonna ask him about that story, because he was one of the people that stayed in that room, I'm fairly certain. I'm like 90% sure he was one of the residents of that room. So, if we ever rope the actual Michael, as opposed to the fake one in this game, into something or other, I'm gonna ask him about that. Is what I'll do. So yeah. I don't know how the hell sand just magically got there, but somehow they got sand in there. And that's what happened. So there's that. I have one more story, which is probably like the second best story from that trip, and something that I actually have video evidence of. The one Germany story that there's actually a video of out there technically. So I went over there on like a different day, I think, over to that room. This might have been before the sand, it might have been after the sand, I don't know. But as I was mentioning, these rooms had 2 beds on the floor, like with regular frames, and a bunk bed, a 2-person bunk bed. So I come in there one day to like see what's going on, and they've taken the mattresses off of the bunk bed and placed them next to like the beds on the floor. So they just had like an entire half of the room covered in mattress space, except it's like mattress frame, alternating like that. And their plan was to climb up on top of the bunk bed and jump from the top bunk onto the mattresses onto the ground, like a crash pad. Hello, Super Hyper. How are you doing today? And that's what they were doing. That's what I walked in on them doing. And I started recording some of them with my camera that I brought for the trip. And eventually they decide like, okay, going for the regular mattresses on the ground is all well and good, but let's try going for like one of the actual proper beds with like a frame. And that's what they decide to do. The person that went for the jump, let's just call him Andy for the sake of this story, is what we'll do. Let's go ahead and use that on Soul Rock. How about he wasn't sure if he wanted to go for it or not, because up to this point they had just gone for the regular mattresses on the ground, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to go for like one of the actual frames that's like hardwood. You listen to that song and oh my goodness, I feel sorry for your past life. You listen to it. Nice. My goodness, Rock Tomb. Oh no. I haven't listened to it since then. It's literally been over a decade since I've listened to it. So all my memories are from back then. I don't know what I'd think about if I re-listened to it nowadays. I don't think I want to know. And I don't want to play it like during this because, you know, copyright claims and stuff. But I do wonder what would I think if I listened to it again nowadays. But anyway, he wasn't sure if he wanted to go for a frame. Like a mattress is just on the ground. You don't have to worry about breaking anything. But like a frame, that's hardwood and whatnot, even if it has a mattress on top. So he was like, I don't know if I want to do it. And everyone was encouraging him. They're like, go for it. Do it. You got to go for it. So everybody was encouraging him. And he eventually decided to go for it. So he leaps from the top bunk onto this freaking frame with the mattress on top. And I'll finish telling this story after we come back into the battle. How about? Because I gotta sort out stuff with my Pokemon. We'll leave it at the cliffhanger while, no, I don't want to save the last battles. My battle. Congratulations on killing 7 consecutive battles for your valiant effort, Harmon. Please accept this BP. Oh, we got 3 BP for that. Oh. So can we continue from here? Does it end there? This is the first checkpoint. We'll turn items that we were holding for you. So I think we did like 3 rounds in the other building, but they took a little bit shorter. So maybe we'll do 2 here for like 14 total battles, something like that. Yeah. Or I could just wrap up this story and we could go showcase another building. That's probably a good idea because this one has been going on a little bit longer anyway. It's fine. I'll finish telling the story here in that case. Since 7 consecutive battles. So he lands. He hits the frame. Like he's going head first, face. Ow, my arm. I'm still so sore. Jeez. So he lands and his legs, they kind of impact the edge of the frame. And you hear this loud snap as his legs like kind of scorpion back up and over with this loud snap. And we thought that he broke a leg or something like that at first. We ran over to him being like, oh my goodness, are you okay? What happened? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. So we check under the bed and he freaking snapped the frame was the thing. He snapped part of the frame. And so we started laughing at him like, oh my goodness, you just broke the bed in here. What the hell? So we're all laughing like crazy. And one of the freaking teachers with us on the trip knocks on the door, and the guy who broke the bed just kind of casually goes, who is it? And we go open the door, and there he is, this young guy, the super tall young guy teacher that was asking about what's going on. We're like, oh, there's nothing going on in here. And we kind of brushed it off, and eventually the door closes, and we were like, okay, this secret stays between us. And it stayed a secret for a long time, was the thing. Of course, I'm sure we all tell it to like friends and whatnot in casual conversations, but it stayed a secret. But the fun thing is, I recorded it. I have it on a Google Drive somewhere. I don't know if I'd want to show it, considering this was like a decade ago-ish. So I was like a super young kiddo at the time. Like, my voice was freaking cringy as heck. How long ago was grade 8? So like, all the way up to 12 would be at least like 5 years. I've done 4 years of university now, so that was 9 years ago. So I would have been 13 years old at the time. Do I want to dig it out? I don't even know if I know I know it's on A drive somewhere. Or, no, it's on Dropbox, I think. Some weird thing that I never use. Do I want to find this? I'm gonna see if I can log into Dropbox. I can't believe I'm doing this. This I can guarantee I've never shown on stream before. I can guarantee this would be a first. Alright, it has some sign-in information saved. There's no way it's here. No, that's not the right sign-in information. Do I have to reset my password? Do I want to go to that extent just for the sake of finding this clip? Is that my password? Nope, that's not my password. I don't know. This is my password? It's gonna be something hella old. Are we actually gonna do this? I'm gonna reset my password, screw it. This is a hella old email. This is a hella old email here. This is a Hotmail email. This is what this is. I'm doing it. Let's see here. If it exists, an email will be sent with further instructions. Let's see here. Let's go to Hotmail, which is now Outlook. Sign in. Do I even know my hella old login here? Is it that? It has a password saved, and it's not that, apparently. Is it this? It's not that. Is it this? It's not that. Is it this? It's that. Apparently it's that. Like 4th or 5th time's the charm, I guess, when it comes to guessing my password. No, I don't want to break free from passwords right now. Did I get an email? Nope. Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've seen Outlook. It has to have been this freaking email. It must have been. There's no way it wasn't. This must have been the old Dropbox thing. Is it not? I'm so surprised. I did not get an email with, like, new login information. I could sign in with, like, a different old email. I might not even be able to find this. If I can't, that's big sad. If I can't. I'll try with the one other email here. I could have sworn it was this other one, but I never got an email with, like, a password reset kind of thing. I never got it. We're just gonna be here for a while, maybe. My password was changed 7 months ago. Hail? To this? I guess to that. But yeah. Good to hear that there aren't any serious side effects for your vaccine there. Super hyper. I'm queued up for my second one in 8 days. I'm apparently getting a text message that'll be my verification code for this to verify this other account that I don't think it is, but I'll try it anyway, because I never got a email sent to my old Hotmail. Yeah, freaking do that. If I sign into I swear it was a Dropbox thing. I swear. This might not. I might not be able to get it to work. It might not. In which case, it is such a big sad. Create an account. So yeah, I don't have a thing there. I already have an account, so I have to log in with other things. It must be this old Hotmail. Wait, I got a Google email here. Oh, that's just a backup thing for logging into the other thing. Gosh darn it. What is my login here to Dropbox with this old thing? Don't tell me I just guessed it with that. Nope. May have forgotten your password. Click here to reset it. Invalid email or password. It has to be this old thing. Why am I not getting it? I want to show this now. It might be on my computer. Maybe. It might be. Email will be sent with further instructions. I'm not getting that. I'm gonna very quickly check my old photos. Very, very quickly is what I'll do. I apologize, this is taking me like way too long. Oops. I accidentally started opening System Reserved. I did not want to open that. Hold on here. What year would this have been? So it was 9 years ago? So this would have been freaking 2012? In that case? I don't have a folder labeled 2012 on my computer. I have all the way down to 2009. But I don't have one called 2012. Darn it. Darn it! Yeah, I'm not getting an email confirmation here. It might be in a... What's this folder here? I found it! It is on my computer. It's in a whole different folder. Do I really want to showcase my voice from 9 years ago? Me as like a very, very young teen. You don't even get to see me. You just get to hear my voice holding the camera. Do I really want to show this? Screw it. I've built up the hype now. I've built up the hype now. I have to now, right? Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's pause this for a hot second. For a hot ticker. Let's open this. This is a WMV format, apparently. So, so they literally... I'm turning off the volume. You don't get to hear my voice. You don't get to hear it. So they literally took the mattresses off of these, like, bunk beds here. That was the window that they held the freaking sanded mattress out of. And he jumps, his legs kind of scorpion up like that. We hear a snap. We're like, are you okay? And we check under the bed and find that he freaking broke the frame. All right, I can probably, if I turn on the sound, we can probably hear the actual snap is the thing. So, this was 9 years ago. That! We thought he broke his legs, when all he really broke was the freaking frame of the bed. Just like that. So, I know for sure I've never showed that on stream before. So, those were the people I grew up with. And that was the story of how, let's call him Andy for the sake of the story, broke the bed in that sketchy hostel, and we kept it a secret and never mentioned it to anybody. And that was the only one that I witnessed, but I heard that he apparently somehow broke the bed in every hostel that we went to. I don't know how, but apparently in every hostel we went up to on that trip, he broke every single one in some way or another, and all by accident. So I know that that's a story I haven't told in full and shown that up before, so enjoy this first time on that stream. Hello, Gangster Samurai. I hope you're doing well today. Yeah, he just likes to break beds. My goodness. The first summer of like COVID, so about a year ago, I believe, I actually went into like a Google Meet call with a whole bunch of the people from back there. And the guy in question, who is a bit younger than I am, he's like a little bit under half a year younger than I am, the guy in question who broke that bed. Apparently he's engaged nowadays. I haven't seen him like ever since high school. It was only that one Google Meet thing. I don't even know what her name is, but apparently he's engaged. Maybe that was a year ago. Maybe he's married now. I don't know, but you know, that's something interesting. If I ever meet his fiance/wife, I'll freaking ask her like, so how much did he tell you about breaking beds in Germany? is what I'd ask. At some point I should freaking meet up with some of them nerds again. And one of the people that was in that room was, as I was mentioning during like the sand thing, one of the people that was in that room was the Michael who I named my rival in this playthrough after. And if we ever bring him onto this channel for a playthrough of some sort, I'd very much like to, especially after today now. If we ever bring him on for a playthrough on this channel, you can bet we're gonna be talking about Germany stories and like ask him his account on the bed breaking shenanigans. So that's the only Germany story that I actually have footage of. So there's that. I hope you enjoyed these Germany stories. Like 4 or 5 stories from the one hostel. There aren't as many stories at like the other hostels that we stayed at, so it's probably not as worth telling, but my goodness, the things that happened at that place, and we only spent like 2 or 3 days there. It was something.